We were approached by academics from Durham University with a query about the possibility of scanning essentially a block of clay removed from the ground that contains archaeological objects. And initially it seemed like a very big challenge because the block was over 200 kilos in weight. We had to come about with a method to be able to hold it upright. And for that, we designed a special box. We also had to use a crane that our machine has to be able to lift that kind of object. To be able to look inside the object, we had to use the highest energy possible and the highest power possible that our machines could do so that we could get X-rays through the object and produce the images that we needed to look inside the object. Through the CT scan data that we provided, they could plan which bits to extract first, how to do it in the best way to increase the chances of removing the object without damaging an alternative.